Youth groups working on alliances and cooperation across regional divide to gain political relevance and penetration in the 2023 general elections. Nigeria Governors Forum says it is committed to delivering safe and effective vaccines to the citizens. Also on political update today, the face-off over financial autonomy for state legislature and judiciary may soon reach decisive turn. And from beyond our shores, new Tanzanian President Samia Suluhu makes history in East Africa. Plus, juggling the needs of the constituents and the direction of the party hierarchy, we have perspectives. I'm Fisayo Gunfui. Welcome. The Nigerian Governors Forum says it is committed to sustaining efforts towards the safe and effective vaccination of Nigerians against the coronavirus pandemic, as well as explore windows for speedy economic recovery and growth.
NGF says the perceptions shared by some Nigerians on the efficacy and safety of AstraZeneca vaccine is in sharp contrast with its clinical test certified by the World Health Organization and pledged to sustain commitment to the vaccination of Nigerians. The forum commends state governors for the smooth administration of vaccine at subnational levels and received endorsement from COVID-19 Technical Advisory Group led by Professor Oyewale Tomori. NGF lauds the Nigerian Governors Wives Forum's effort in tackling issues of gender-based violence and other forms of crimes against minors and pledged to sustain commitment in winning the war. The Nigerian Governors Forum commended the renewed vigor to combat drug trafficking and abuse and pledged support to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency to contain the menace. On the economy of the nation, the forum engaged British Deputy High Commissioner on bilateral discussion in the area of increasing capacity response to COVID-19 economic support, as well as customs revenue growth rates. The forum receives update from Presidential Economic Advisory Council on accelerated economic growth and upliftment of 100 people out of poverty by the year 2030, as well as NNPC audited account for the year 2018. 28 states have achieved disbursement link indicator for states' fiscal transparency, accountability, and sustainability, while the forum's chairman and governor of Ekiti State, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, briefed governors on his engagement with Committee of Vice Chancellors of State Universities.
Now, state governors and the Conference of Speakers continued their discussions this week on the best way to resolve the lingering issues surrounding the implementation of the Executive Order 10, which covers financial autonomy for the legislature and judiciary at the state level. Let's listen to some outcomes of the consultations.
Fruitful meeting. I think we're nearer solution than disagreement, and there are broad principles that we have all agreed on, but the details will be worked out as soon as possible. In principle, we are fully in support of autonomy of the legislature and the judiciary. Two, whatever framework we put together would be on a state-by-state basis because fingers are not equal, as you know. Three, even at that, there must be an irreducible minimum below which no state should go.
Succinct words from the chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum there, Governor Kayode Fayemi of Ekiti State. Now let's go beyond our shores for a bit. History has been made in Tanzania as Samia Suluhu Hassan took the oath of office as Tanzania's president, making her the country's first woman to assume the position. She's also the first woman to be a nation's helmsman, permit the pun, in the whole of Eastern Africa.
Samia Suluhu Hassan naapa kwamba nitakuwa mwaminifu kwa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania.
Samia Suluhu Hassan is a soft-spoken woman, from vice president position to Tanzania's first female leader after John Magufuli's sudden death. Born in 1960 in Zanzibar, a former slaving hub and trading outpost in the Indian Ocean, Samia graduated from high school, and at 17, she took a clerkship in a government office after she publicly said her finishing results were poor. After undertaking further study, she rose through the ranks to become a developmental officer in the Zanzibari government. She was employed as a project manager for the UN's World Food Programme, and later in the 1990s, Samia Suluhu was made executive director of an umbrella body governing non-governmental organizations in Zanzibar. She became a parliament member for the Makudunchi constituency from 2010 to 2015 and has been Minister of State in the Vice President's Office for Union Affairs since 2010. In 2014, she served as the vice chairperson for the Constitutional Assembly, which was tasked with drafting Tanzania's new constitution. Suluhu is married and have 3 sons and a daughter who is a member of the Zanzibar House of Representatives. After consulting with her Chamacha Mapinduzi ruling party, Suluhu will propose her possible successor as vice president to be confirmed by the National Assembly. Under the constitution, 61-year-old Suluhu will serve the remaining Magufuli's second 5-year term, which will expire in 2025.
Now, Samia Suluhu's inauguration as president of Tanzania, many believe, opens a new vista of opportunity in politics for women in politics in that part of Africa. West Africa had a good turn with Liberia's former leader, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. These women, alongside Nigeria's Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, who recorded Africa's first leadership man or woman of the World Trade Organization, WTO, inspire a can-do spirit in the women folk, especially today's girl child, that there's no limit to our ambition even on this continent. Joining us is Honorable Rita Oji, member of the 8th Assembly, still a politician. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Developments like this across the continent, what does it bring to you in terms of feeling of accomplishment as a woman?
Congratulations to the women folk in the first place, because after Sirleaf, after her presidency, we don't have anything across African continent as in a woman being at the helm of the affairs like a presidency. But I think it's a revolution and evolution right now that a female can really step into that shoe, and we are praying for her to do well. And a new hope for girl child in Nigeria that is always been taught how to prepare food, how to nurture a child, how to go to the market, and how to take care of your husband, which is the norm. We are moving gradually from that already existing protocols, which is the theme of this year's International Women's Day, choosing to deviate from already existing protocols.
Yes, and we're talking about women in leadership. You have, tasted the endorsement of your people and conquered 2 stoic, entrenched, viewpoints in politics. 1 being a woman, 2 being somebody with an Eastern background, at least by the name, Rita Oji, Nigeria Mi Felodu. For people who don't know across Africa, that's where Ajegunle is. And then you became a member of the House of Representatives. That's heart of Lagos. And being a woman, you were able to do that. What were the hindrances, the obstacles, eventually, before you now became a member of that assembly at that time?
Well, I've been in Nigerian Mi Felodu politics for a long time. On the PDP, I've been a ward school, zonal school, state school, and legal advisors state level. And I've done a couple of assignments at the national level for the party. It's not just a story. Sometimes I don't want to say much about it because some people will be afraid, because it takes determination. It takes a lot to stay focused.
As a woman.
As a woman. And then, what people regard to as a non-indigenous. In my own contest, I always say, it's not for my contest. When you go to Europe, you spend 10 years, you become a citizen. You go to US, 4 years, you start looking for residency. You go to Canada, 1 year you are scrambling and petitioning. And we are congratulating all Nigerians that got an appointment into different governments in foreign. We have Nigerians equally that are mayors in different cities across the world. So I don't see myself as a non-indigenous in Ajeromi fellow the Lagos State. That's the word. But still, that cross is there. A lot of people look at it as an affront. What is her God? From Southeast? She came here, and they forgot that few people knew me in Southeast, but I'm grounded in Southwest. In the first place, before coming into this terrain, I've come out to contest for, first time I came out to come for House of Rep, it was like a taboo. Wow. Why would she? People will vote against us. And
so those are two things.
Of course.
You have the woman aspect, you have the Eastern issue.
Definitely.
And I'm trying to get this well, especially situating it against this month that, this background of this month that we had the, World Day for Women and was well celebrated, of course. The Helms man, who is a woman of WTA, just came into the country this week, and we've been celebrating her as well.
Good.
Why do we need to go the extra mile for a woman, for instance, to perhaps establish her competence as against others?
Wow, number one. Let me just finish this story because it's about me.
Go ahead.
And one, as a married woman, the first thing you will face is, oh, she's a prostitute. Any woman that is in politics is a prostitute. If you can conquer that insult, you have absolutely rendered your detractors powerless. If you ignore it, ignore the insults, you are there. Because they tip you there to know whether you will start saying stuff or attacking them. I always tell them that as a woman, the first thing I did was to conquer the insult from the detractors. That is how I rendered them absolutely powerless. Number two, women are seen as, some people will go to the Bible axis and say they should not be heard, but they will be seen. Some people are still living in that dilemma. Celebration of Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala gave me joy because she did not sit back because of insults. Everybody in this country knew how people insulted, cajoled, and insulted her, that, oh, she's looking for a way going out of the country. She has crashed Nigerian economy. Yes, it wasn't secret. But today, she never gave up because she went and upgraded herself. That's what I tell women. Don't sit down at a place. Try and upgrade. What people come after is the value you add. It's not about you. It's the value. That's why people keep going to God. Assuming God has no value of creating life, protecting life, nobody will go to church again. Because there is something God is giving no being can give. That's why everybody stay bowing down one way or the other. So Ngozi didn't get detracted by what was happening. She focused, moved ahead, keep winning international awards, and was going up. And now all of us are celebrating her because she took it on herself for the issue of womanhood not to be something that will bring her down or criticism bring her down. She upgraded, and that's why she's there. We are celebrating her because I'm not celebrating her because she became the WTO boss. I'm celebrating her because she conquered her frontiers against all odds and become what she is.
We will come back to you. Let's take another segment of society. Of course, the youth are another segment of society, Nigerian society, seeking a better deal. And towards the 2023 general elections, the youth are coming together to make positive contributions to nation building. They are also seeking platforms for electoral positions to exhibit their leadership qualities.
Resolution to shun all forms of violence during elections in Nigeria was made at this youth conference in Abuja. 34-year-old medical doctor Linda Eze is of the opinion that the youth can be more active in politics and be governors, predicting that Nigeria will have a younger president in 2023.
This is the right time for the youth to come out and make the change. It's not bad if a youth becomes the president or the governor of your state. It's not a bad thing. Moreover, most of these governors, they were once youth when they entered power, and they were able to do things. So I think it's time for them to give the youth an opportunity.
There were words of wisdom for the youth to choose only politicians with genuine aspirations into positions and avoid religion or tribal sentiments.
It's a way of sensitizing youths, of recognizing those things which we think are problems that is not helping us to move forward as a people.
The most important thing is to recognize the fact that this is a time for change. This is a time for the younger generation to come together. I won't call them youths. And this is a time for them to make a contribution.
This, the youth say, is the beginning of their quest to effect the desired change through the ballots.
Now, the governing All Progressives Congress APC has advised the youth and women party members to take their rightful positions as pillars of the party to get another mandate in the 2023 election. National youth leader of the party, Ismail Ahmed, stated this after meeting with the APC youth in Dutse, Jigawa State.
The meeting is part of strategies of APC leadership to mobilize youth and women wings of the party in confidence building of the ability of APC to turn around the fortunes of the country. The national youth leader described the Not Too Young to Run bill as one of the best things to have happened to the younger generation under APC leadership. He therefore urged them to continue to support President Buhari's administration in its current effort to solve the nation's problems.
The best way to secure the future is to prepare the future. The best way to prepare the future is while they are alive and strong and in leadership position, give young people opportunity and teleguide them on how to do it best. Then you see that when they graduate to becoming leaders independently, they will be able to navigate the waters and know how to sidestep the landmines of leadership.
The youth leadership consultations continue in other parts of the country.
All right, you're watching Political Update live on the Nigerian Television Authority, where we give you the very best of news, reviews, previews, and interviews. We have Honorable Rita Oji right here with us. We're celebrating the women folk. It's been a month of really bringing women to the fore in terms of aspiration, leadership, and all that. When you talk about leadership, a lot of people have said you should also think about mentoring younger women who will be looking up to you now, looking up to the new president of Tanzania, the former president of Liberia, yourself, who has at one point or the other been part of the leadership of your party, as well as a member of the House of Representatives in the 8th Assembly. How do you groom young women that you don't see politics as the murky waters or the labyrinth of controversy?
I don't think, in my own mentoring exercise, I always tell them that is obtainable. I am very full in mentoring of the younger ones. I have a program that is Honorable Rita Foundation on Female in Politics, upcoming and already existing ones. But the truth is that I'm not among those who placate people. Power is not served on a table. I tell them the truth because my own was terrible. The battle was much. It was all angle, but I survived. So for anybody to come into the lion's den, remember, a jungle does not know a quiet animal. That's the reason why no matter how strong you are, in the jungle, the lion is being respected because you can never use the child of the offspring of a lion, a cub, for sacrifice. The mother fights the battle. In mentorship, I tell them the truth. I don't lie. It is not an easy job, but a decision you take within yourself. Me coming up to House of Rep, if I write the books, 10 pages, 20 will not still explain it. I had a lot. I have a lot of problems, attacks, body in and out. You are this, you are that, but it doesn't matter. What happens that, what did I do when I get to House of Rep? Within the first 4 years, I had at least 75 motions that was passed in the House. I had bills that become laws. I become an outstanding legislator in the Southwest the first time. I won it again the second time. These are the newspapers. Even when people say she's not from Southwest, because what you are giving is value. Bringing the younger generations to come in, I made them know that you are going to meet a lot of controversies, attacks, but that will not be a determining factor. When you scale through, you will become the friend of everybody.
Well, eventually when you scale through, what was the experience like? You know, when we have Ajegunle, you talk of people who are very rugged. What was your relationship, especially with your constituents?
Wow. The truth is that you guys call Ajegunle rugged. We are the best individuals in the whole planet. AJ is known as Ajegule City. You know, you guys are looking at us from Ferry. The truth of the matter is that
Do
people
I enjoy
that cause
Galala, actually?
against Galala, he get as he be now. He gets why they call us Ajegule, you know. He gets why. Last, everybody will be all right. In AJ, that is where you enjoy the peace and everything. People that cause havoc are not from Ajegule. They come up from different areas and mob them up to give us wahala.
We'll come back for the last line. Chairman of the People's Democratic Party in the 2019 Elections Review Committee and Governor of Bauchi State, Senator Bala Mohammed, has submitted the committee's report to the party leadership, suggesting, among other recommendations, that the party jettison zoning for competence for the 2023 presidency.
The People's Democratic Party believes that the end of every election is the beginning of another election cycle. This election review committee, under the chairmanship of Governor Bala Mohammed, inaugurated about 1 year ago, is therefore saddled with the assignment of unraveling how and why the PDP failed in its bid to reclaim the presidency in 2019.
In line with certain unwritten conventions of the nation's history, many people think that for fairness and equity, the Northeast and the Southeast geopolitical zones that have had the shortest stints at the presidency should be given special consideration in choosing the presidential flag bearer of the party in 2023 elections.
I have no doubt in my mind that your report will form the bedrock of our party's plans ahead of 2023 general elections. It starts from today. We must sink our differences.
Speakers from the party's Board of Trustees, National Reconciliation and Strategy Committee, as well as the party's Disciplinary Committee, told the Senate Minority Leader, Einaya Baribe, described the committee's recommendations cutting across the need to step up its internal party democracy, national unity and inclusion of all as apt, and called for their quick implementation. Meanwhile, as part of its repositioning and rebuilding efforts, the national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Uche Secondus, has inaugurated the party's Lobby and Action Committee to mobilize women towards the 2023 general elections, with a major task of ensuring that the 35% affirmative action is achieved. Serving Senator Biodun Olujimi from Ekiti State is leader of the committee.
All right, women and youths are dominating discussions this week. But before we let you go, just for one line, you are Rita Oji. Roots is fully embedded in an Imo State. And of course, there's also the Ajegunle connection, just as you have spoken to us about. Do you feel that little, push and pull of where I'm from, where I am, sometimes politically and also in terms of, spheres of influence?
No, I'm very, very comfortable in Ajegunle. I'm telling you, without missing words, Ajegunle is the home I can sit down near your house and drink tea. I can walk on the street without anybody, no police, no nothing. With keke na pep, I can move around Ubowanko and other areas. There is no Nkora in Ajegunle I don't know. So I am more, in fact, I can explain Ajegunle more than Imo State to you. But let me tell you one thing before I forget. The problem of females in politics is not the child's play. We won't. Somebody has even gone up one day and say, why are they nominating Honorable Rita to take her positions in Lagos? Why? In fact, it was a petition. Somebody wrote and said she shouldn't be nominated to take our position in Lagos, but she's from Imo State. But the truth of the matter is that, am I really from Imo State? Constitutionally, for you to sit at the Green Chambers, which is Ajeromi Felodu, the highest elected position of PDP in Ajeromi Felodu, that makes you the indigene of that place, and there's nothing anybody can
Quite
talk
succinctly said there by Rita Oji, politician, of course, a member of the 8th Assembly. Thank you for being a part of it, and thank you also for watching Political Update on the Nigerian Television Authority, Africa's finest and best, where we give you the very best of news, reviews, previews, and interviews. Urging you to play your politics for the greater good and wishing you a happy weekend ahead. Bye-bye now.